What's going on, guys? About to check out this video from Upchurch, and I'm over here blind as heck trying to read the title. It's What is Coincidence? Time travelers, ghost, aliens. Okay. We on that type of time. All right. Why not, man? We risking it. If I start to hear something that's like YouTube ain't about to allow this, we gonna just just cut it short. Go and check out the original video, man. Shout out to Upchurch, man. You got a tour going on, man. Go get your tickets.
You ever just sit back and think to yourself, like, when you're like reminiscing on your childhood or like a bunch of shit that's happened to you or a specific event that happened to you?
Yeah, y'all going off in the chat. Y'all said Miley was no iCarly. No, she was not. But there was a time when Miley Cyrus and I think her best friend had a YouTube channel where they would do vlogs. I'm talking about this was like 20 years ago. Like, I think while she was on Hannah Montana, she had like some fake little, because it was not, we're just doing this two friends. There had to be production behind, but it was like a YouTube channel with Miley Cyrus. If you want to know why we talking about this, check out the live stream on my live stream channel, BXB Spoil Live. So you can know why
you ever catch yourself wondering how?
But yeah, she had a YouTube channel.
Mark. Or if you're in a position in life you thought you would never be in, do you ever ask yourself, how did I get here? ? Or do you ever get in like a car or like just get a car and you've never thought of this car or nothing like that? You just ended up with this car and then you start driving the car and then you start seeing these cars everywhere. Even if it's the ugliest car in the world and no one drives it, when you get one, you start seeing them everywhere. And last example, do you ever think of someone and you haven't thought of this person in 10, 12, 15 years? I ain't seen them, I ain't talked to them. You ever think about them and go do something in your daily routine you do every day or every other day, and you just so happen to see that person? You're like,
yeah, that happens. I ain't gonna front. That happened to me a few times, fam. I remember one time specifically, I was thinking about that. I was like, yo, I had this good friend that I haven't seen in years, bro. We just lost contact with each other. Yeah, man, I wonder what happened to him. And I remember I got off the train and then there was some dude standing on top of the platform just staring at me. I'm like, what's going on? I got to fight or something. So I get on the escalator and like, you could just tell like it turned from like a mug of someone staring at me to a smile and him running towards me. I'm like, oh snap. And I ran towards them. It was one of my homeboys from back in the day. So like, yeah, it has happened to me a plethora of times to where I was just thinking about something like, yeah, whatever happened to something? And they just pop up out. I'm talking about like, that's such a coincidence. That's an extreme coincidence to where something got to be up. I have had that happen to me.
What the fuck? What I'm getting at is coincidence.
Yeah, 100%. That's
what
true.
What is coincidence? I know some people say stuff like there's no such thing as coincidence, or that's not just a coincidence. But what is coincidence? What is the act of a coincidence? And how do we have so many coincidences along our life? What is the probability of how many quote unquote coincidences some one person has in their whole life? Has to be an atomic probability. Or what if it ain't? Maybe it's not something that's even worth awing over. Because think about this.
Yeah, it would be crazy. You really think about it? Yeah, it happens for me. There's a lot of things that I would consider a coincidence, or just, well, I would consider it more than that, but I'm trying to stay within guidelines of YouTube. But a lot of things that have done happen to me in my lifetime, the way it's like, that's some TV show-ish right there. And I usually will say it out loud, like, am I on Seinfeld? Like, what's going on? Like, but I've dealt with a lot of coincidences. 100%.
Everyone in the world has coincidences all the time. Then that is a very common function of life that we slip in and out of all the time, but we don't ever take time to understand it because we just write it off as something that is so unexplainable. And people ask, how did that happen? Or how did this coincidence happen? What if we should be asking, what is this coincidence happening? Do you see what I'm trying to say? I don't know how to word it really. Like, what if coincidence is not like a thing that happens to a person and then another person and then another person? It's not just a coincidence happening. What if coincidence is this energy field or some sort of like layer or filter or something that is over our cognitive?
That'd be wild. Hold on, let me let him finish. I'm letting him cook. But damn it, that would be crazy.
Thinking. And it's not something that happens, it's something that is tapped into in certain moments. And we don't really know what it is, so we're like, that was weird, and we write it off. Because if you think about the word coincidence, we have incidences every day, but when you're not having that incidence, you're having a coincidence. Almost like there's a second version of you that does stuff either later than you are in present time or earlier than you in present time. Which
I explain deja vu. Yo, deja vu be tripping me out sometimes. It always tripped me out. But then once I started smoking, it tripped me out even more. Though I was just like, that's a little strange. That's a little odd. And I'm like, y'all never had that? You ever had deja vu where you just like, nah, it just hit you hard, bro? Where you just like, nah, I swear I knew exactly how this was about to happen. I'm talking about like on some, like, have you ever watched the TV show Atlanta? Right? There's a character on there that I used to hate, but then now that the show's ended and I've rewatched it a few times, I've grown to like this one character because they be having a lot of moments that I be having. So it's like, yo, I knew that dog was going to come across here and walk and go to that fire for some weird reason. I knew that at the exact moment this was about to happen. Right? But then in the moment, you don't say nothing because it's kind of like you're like in shock to where you like, wait, yo. Yeah, I swear that be happening to me, but maybe I'm just crazy.
Which would go along with what? Deja vu. So pretty much like when people have deja vu, it's like people are like, oh my God.
Yo, I promise you, I did not watch a single second of this video. I promise you, I never watched it. That's crazy. Wow. Wow, yo, I never watched a single moment in this video. I wanted it to be fresh. I wanted to be able to experience it with you guys. So that's crazy. Whoa. Yo, fam. Wow, it's glad to see I'm not the only one. Shoot.
God, I feel like I've been here before. Or they'll be like, yo, I think there is a white barn with navy blue tin on it around this corner, I feel like. And then they go around the corner and there's this big fucking white barn with a navy blue roof. And you're like, how the fuck could I have known that? In theory, it would be the version of you getting there before present you got there, which is why present you thinks to yourself, what made me think of that?
Facts. I see you on the chat saying it too. I keep seeing the same cat. Yup, same. Yo, same. The same cat or the same dog, right? That happens to me all the time, fam. Or somebody would say something in an exact word or phrase to where I'll finish their statement. And they'd be like, how you know that? And I'm like, deja vu, bro. Like, I feel like we had this conversation before. Y'all understand? Yeah, if I thought I was crazy, man. Like, my whole life I've been having that happen, and I thought I was tripping. So I'm just like, yo, there's no way. Maybe and I just brush it off, right? Or in the moment, what I just described of where you know exactly what's about to happen, but you like in a state of shock to where you like, wait a minute. It's like a Groundhog's Day type of, you like, wait, that tree's about to fall. But you didn't know it, like, or you didn't say it out loud because you knew it, right? Until it fell, and then you just, because you just like in your mind, you like, all right, the tree about to fall. This person about to walk in, a random cat just about to be strolling through. And then it happens exactly how you said it. And you just in such shock that you're not about to say, yo, this gonna happen next. And this gonna, because you're just so surprised. Like, wait a minute, what the? That happens to me all the time. All the time. And I be thinking I'm tripping, bro. You know, man, I'm like, yo, man, maybe this green is too strong, bro. Maybe this green is too wild, man. So I be thinking I'm going crazy.
Question mark?
Wow.
Well, the answer is you made you think of that, just not the present you that you are. Maybe it's a co-op version of you. And if we have past, present, and future, and we are present, well, then there's a version of you that got the information before present you did. Who would that be? The future you. The same version of you that's able to give you the feeling of this thing called deja vu, because they received the information before present you received the information, giving you deja vu. I try my best to make examples the way I understand.
Boy, would that be crazy.
Look,
that would be insane. Like, you ever seen, there's a movie with Jet Li called The One? Oh man, I wish that movie would get, that's like one of the few movies I want to see a remake of, just because the effects was so cheesy. I want to see it with updated effects, man, and new technology. But the idea and premise was so amazing. So long story short, Jet Li plays a character where he finds out that the multiverse of different versions of you exists, but every time one of you passes away, the other versions of you get stronger, smarter, faster. And there's a version of Jet Li that's going through the multiverse, pretty much deleting other versions of him from the multiverse so he could become stronger. But by doing so, the Jet Li version, which is probably like the most kind and pure-hearted version, is also getting stronger as well. It's an amazing movie. It's fire action movie, dope storyline, time travel, that as well as like dimension travel, super dope. But I said all of that to say, like, it's kind of like that. Like, what if you're getting memories from other versions of yourself, right? And this is all just, we just talking, we just chill. YouTube, we just talking. There's just random talks. Don't take this serious, YouTube. We just chilling, right? They always want to go crazy and try to like police people for just having open discussion and dialogue.
I know there's a lot of smart people on the internet. You got all these like Neil deGrasse Tyson type people, Elon Musk's, but I'm a redneck from Middle Tennessee, all right? So these types of people who study this stuff all the time, they say that we live in the past, present, and future at the same time. That was dope. And I don't really understand that until I think about cars and trucks. And I'll show you what I mean.
So like a dream before a dream.
Maybe this is kind of how it works. Okay, so here's past, present, and future. Here's you in a vehicle. We have the ability to pump the brakes or hit the gas. We choose the speed, right? But if we want to go 100 miles an hour and we're cruising at 70, we have to hit the gas in the present time to get to the future speed of 100.
Mm-hmm.
So in this very
moment, from 70 to, you'd have to gas up to pretty much go beyond your future. Pretty much, you would have to speed up to your future ahead. You hitting the gas puts you ahead into the future, right? Not hitting the gas or the brakes keeps you in the present. Hitting the brakes would keep you in the past.
Moment of you thinking of wanting to be at 100 miles an hour, you have to have an idea of the future in the present to eventually get there and make this future your present.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that some shit? And you know how some people say you shouldn't live in the past?
He's cooking right now.
What if we are living in the past, in a sense? Because in order to make this truck go faster or have more torque, you have to have the idea in present time to go 100 miles an hour when you're going 70 in this time. These two swap. How to make it faster or slower is in the past. It is the collected data from these two things. So in order to make this truck different, more efficient, faster, more badass, you have to have past, present, and future to, in fact, change the present to what you want this truck to be like.
Because you would have to have studied the past. Yeah. Which would make it better for the future.
So really, you're using past and future to make your present how you want. So in theory, there is no such thing as coincidence. Coincidence is a made-up word for when you understand how to use past and future as tools for your present time. It's a theory. I know how people are. So in theory,
that's like that's saying opportunity. Or what is it? Is it? There's no such thing as luck. It's just preparation meeting opportunity, right? I think that's the saying. Or something along the lines, saying that pretty much you're using your past and preparing for it with thoughts of the future. Put certain things in line for when it does happen.
Time is like a vehicle and a garage. The present and the future is like a gauge cluster. Your present being the ability, the future being the outcome, and the past being the garage with the dyno, which will be used to tune or fix the specs of your car or your present time.
Right.
Dang. But here's the thing. That's just if you want to make your vehicle better. What if somebody wants to make your vehicle worse? Your present time worse? Well, let's look at this again. So if you want to make your vehicle better and faster and fucking more badass, you got to go from here to here to the collected data and then back to here. So it's present time. If somebody wanted to make your vehicle worse, in theory, here's where they would do it. The past.
The past.
How? Well, if you start here and you get here and you're like, all right, what was the collected data? The collected data would be incorrect, but it'd be incorrect on purpose to make your present worse, to make your speed not what you want. Now, don't even think about trucks. Don't even think about nothing. Think about the
messing up your whole future, stopping that whole thing. That's crazy. Wow. Yo, fan, he be getting in his bag, man. And think about it, he doing all of this before the tour. This is just his normal brain, man. That's fire.
The world we live in. What do they seem to cover up the most? What seems to have the most incorrect information about it? The past. Our timeline of history. History is what? The past. Look at how they remember when they tore down them? They were starting tearing down monuments and all this stuff, and there was incorrect history coming out and all this.
Ruining the past so your future. Oh, snap. Ruining the past, which by doing so ruins your future. Wow. And your present. That's crazy.
So there's stuff, what did that do that caused chaos in our present time? And sure, people can be like, oh, well, that kind of stuff's been happening forever. Yeah, but I'm 32 years old, finna be 33. I ain't never seen that many riots and fucking buildings on fire and shit like that. So if nothing, it was a spike of chaos. So if you can concentrate on these things, then your present life would be exactly what you want, I believe. But here's the thing. For every good person, there's a bad person somewhere, right? So if collected data is being interfered with, then that means your present time is being interfered with.
Mm-hmm.
And if your present time is interfered with, then you really can't have a good idea of the future because the past or your collected data is being interfered with.
Yeah.
So if there is people that know how to use the past, present, and future to tune their present time, and they're using it for bad, they still can't touch the future.
Really? Hold on. But if they're messing up the past, then wouldn't that, by doing so, ruin the future? Well, it wouldn't be them touching the future, but they can affect it though, right?
They can just kind of guide the future with these two, the past and the present.
Yeah, they can guide it.
Think if that happens,
yeah, see, okay. So they can't actually like touch the future, but they can guide it and affect it. Okay.
They're keeping you tangled up in the present, so you cannot see a good future clearly, because this is so where the present time is so chaotic.
It's crazy.
Because they changed some things here in the past that made the present so chaotic.
Yeah, he ruining that picture. He ruining the hell out that picture, bro. He ruining that picture like nobody business. He drawing all over that chain.
Actually have a good, clear vision of the future. And I mean, that would explain why so many people think the world's finna end. Maybe the present time we live in has been so tainted that people just can't even see a future at all. They're like, fuck, it's gonna end.
Moving on to our next topic.
All right, now let's...
My man put an intermission. He put the intermission joint. That's crazy. Somebody said you're a very calm, smart thinker. Well, thank you. I appreciate the kind words.
Talk about ghosts, time travelers, and aliens. All right. So first off, when you think about the history of time, what do you think about? What does your brain go to? The past. Ghosts are from...
Hold on. He's about to go in. Give me a second. Let's part two this. Let's part two that. We're going to definitely split that up because it look like he about to go in. He about to go in, but I ain't mad at him, man. Hit the like button, share the video.